Falling in love is a situation just about everyone goes through in their lifetime, even if it is only once. When you fall in love with someone, you begin to find out that falling in love isn't the hard part. The hard part is working to maintain the relationship. Welcome to Ever After, where we provide insights for lasting relationships. Today, we present 5 stages of relationships. Every relationship is different, which is why it is difficult to navigate your way through them. You can't always use techniques that have worked for your friends and colleagues in the past. From what we can tell, relationships typically go through 5 stages. The way you handle these obstacles in the road will predict how the relationship will turn out. It is difficult for a lot of people to recognize these stages in a relationship. However, the inability to recognize what is happening in your relationship can easily cause it to fail. Learning how to recognize these stages will help you and your partner have a smooth and pleasurable relationship. 1. The romance stage. When we fall in love with someone, it is hard for us to recognize their bad qualities. We get caught up in the pure fascination we have for them, and we fail to see anything wrong with them. While we are seeing our partners through a screen of perfection, they also see us the same way. But this seemingly endless dream doesn't last forever. Typically, this stage doesn't last for more than 2 years. When we fall in love, we fall for someone who wouldn't naturally be compatible with us. Although we may see them as someone who makes all our dreams come true, they also have the capability to do the opposite. So why would nature intend for us to fall in love with someone so incompatible? Often we fall in love with people because their personality traits are opposite to ours. This allows us to fit together like pieces of a puzzle. The person's good traits compensate for our bad ones, and vice versa. And when you fit this puzzle piece together, they create a new piece. A piece the puzzle would never be complete without. A piece that is resilient and likely to survive. When we look back at it, we wonder how we could have fallen for someone so different from ourselves. But nature intended for us to fall in love, and it made sure we would by having our brains release what is called feel-good hormones. These hormones give aid to a biochemical process that rids us of stress and fills us with infatuation. This is why it is so hard for us to recognize our partner's flaws. These hormones hide our flaws and encourage us to do everything necessary to keep the romance alive. Although this infatuation stage makes everything look fine, it will inevitably wear off. At this point, you may look at your partner and realize that both of you are very incompatible. This happens when one of you starts considering some form of permanence in the bond. This could include dating exclusively, moving in together, getting engaged, or whatever else may worry you when it comes to permanency. This is where the next stage kicks in. 2. The power struggle stage. When we think of relationships, we tend to think of the picture-perfect ones we watch in the movies or read in novels. This makes us think that our relationship cannot be perfect until they are identical to the ones we see on TV. This stage causes a lot of tension and stress between partners because the love you once had has disintegrated. We sometimes replace these missing emotions with anger, which leads to more problems in itself. We stop focusing on what used to make our partner seem so perfect, and we begin to focus on what makes them seem repulsive to us. When couples go through this stage in their relationship, one of them will usually become withdrawn. They feel betrayed because their partner has turned into a completely different person from the one they originally fell in love with. When one partner does this, the other will pursue them by demanding attention, all the while being afraid of emotional abandonment. While this stage is usually very difficult for most couples, it also presents a chance to look into yourself and establish your independence in the relationship. Sometimes, this stage takes a toll on people, and they begin thinking that all their efforts was just a waste, and it would take too much effort to rebuild what they once had. This is when couples tend to break up to search for someone who they think would be more suitable for them. This is also why most divorce happens during this stage. Stage 3, the stability stage. If you and your partner learn to confront each other about your issues and recognize your own issues as well, you move on to this stage. After getting through the bumps in the road, you and your partner will fall into a deeper and more thrilling love than ever before. You now lose the desire to change your partner. You now see them as they are, the good and the bad, and you're willing to accept it. Although most partners may start to become bored at this moment, what usually helps is that partners, rather than drift apart, begin to create shared experiences and develop a feeling of adventure in the relationship. 4. The commitment stage. When it comes to relationships, people often associate commitment with marriage, even though typically that's not what this stage should represent. However, while many couples make the mistake of marrying while in the romance stage of their relationship, this is the stage you and your partner are actually ready for marriage. When you and your partner reach this stage, you both realize you don't need each other. Rather, you both want each other. You have recognized that you both have faults and neither of you are perfect. Even though you recognize these shortcomings, you still desire to be with each other, and you both fall into an endless balance of adventure and freedom. With the same said, many people trick themselves into believing that since they have gotten this far and it feels so good, then most of the work must have been done. Also, most of the times they sacrifice their goals in life to spend time with partners instead, or they become lazy in maintaining their emotional connections. The truth is, both of you are growing and evolving, so your work as a couple is never done. You will always have to rediscover each other. 5. The build stage. Once you get to this stage, you and your partner become continuously aware of your love for each other, and you decide to move out into the world to show it. And as nature gives you life and strength to create such a blissful experience together, and now calls on you to give back. Lots of couples decide to give back by raising children, participating in religious activities, and donating to charity. But remember, if you and your partner have been together for a long time, you must make sure you continue nurturing your relationships so problems don't arise. Although relationships can be tough at times, it is important to learn how to handle things effectively. Falling in love isn't something that occurs all the time, and when you begin to recognize the stages in your relationship, it becomes easier to deal with them properly. Remember that it is natural to lose certain feelings for people, and not everything lasts forever. But that doesn't mean you will have to regret it. All in all, putting in efforts to nurture your relationships will pay off in unimaginable ways. What do you think? If you are in a relationship, what stage are you in right now? And what do you find the most challenging about that stage? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed and learned anything from this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit on the subscribe button and don't forget to click on the notification icon so that you could get notified when we post a new video. Thanks for watching.